show planned, so let's get this thing on the road. Say what's up, Tube.
What up, Tube?
What up, Tube? Alrighty, and let me just, it didn't show up right away, so whatever, it's cool. Let's just start the pod, and I'll figure it out from there. You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's rock it and roll it. In 3, 2, and 1.
Welcome to another episode of
Business Bros!
What up, ladies and gents? Happy Tuesday. Taco Tuesday?
Happy Taco Tuesday!
Taco Tequila Tuesday.
Taco Tequila Tuesday. I like that.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? Hernan Cias here, host of the Business Bros podcast, along with my co-host,
the insurance bro, James Cias with Pipeline Insurance. And as always, we have an awesome show planned for you today. Today, however, is just the bro and me.
Bros.
Bros. Just the bros. Just the bros. Yeah, but doesn't matter. Still going to have an awesome show. In fact, why don't we get started with our, as always,
promos. All right. 365 pairs of shoes by the end of the year, ladies and gents. So if you have new shoes, used shoes, or you want to donate cash, you got to hit James up, 619-884-0045, or James at csfirst.com. He'll hop on his orange Harley right over there, pick up those shoes, throw them on the saddlebags. We've had 36 or 37 is the most that we've ever had at one pickup on that bike, so let's see if we can beat that. And then, of course, Jen and Tracy over at Big Block Realty are doing a collection also, so if you have shoes and you're in the East Lake area, they'd love to get those over there too at the Big Block office. So we're going to hit that goal, 365, no problem. We're at 210, and with the holidays around the corner, we're going to get there no problem.
Oh, yeah.
So let us know if you have any shoes for collection. And then, of course, we want to cut you a check. If you're in the mortgage industry, we want to pay you. So if you want to know how the Business Bros and Pipeline Insurance can pay you some money, you need to hit us up, 619-884-0045 or James at csfirst.com, because you need an additional spoke of income. If you're dependent 100% on pure mortgages, as soon as the market shifts, you're going to be in trouble. So let's add another spoke into your income stream. Let us know how, we want to teach you how to do it. 619-884-0045 or James at csfirst.com. And, of course, we got one more read.
One more. It is calling all homeowners and real estate pros. You and your clients know that buying electricity from the local utility company is expensive, and solar is way more affordable. You've undoubtedly been approached by a number of solar roof companies. Maybe you sat through their 2-hour sales pitch. Maybe you haven't got quotes because you don't want to sit through those sales pitches. Well, forget about the old way of doing things. DroneQuote.net is veteran-owned and operated, started by 2 solar professionals that wanted to put the homeowner first. DroneQuote.net is your personal shopper for solar and roofing. DroneQuote gives you multiple quotes online from multiple companies without the pushy salesperson in your face and no contractors walking all over your rooftop. DroneQuote.net gives you and your clients excellent pricing and online review information from Google, Yelp, and the State Contractors Board. And as a bonus, they also do before and after drone surveys. That way you can see the exact condition of your roof without having to climb up there yourself. Literally no one else is doing this. It is out of this world.
Boom.
So realtors, if your homeowner asks about solar, make sure you save them time, money, and hassle. Send them over to DroneQuote.net/Business Bros and make sure they use the best solar comparison tool on the market today. That's DroneQuote.net/Business Bros.
But only with one O.
But with one O.
Nah, dude. DroneQuote has been awesome, man. They've honestly simplified the process. You want to buy solar, but you don't want to be sold. That's where you go. DroneQuote.net/Business Bros. All right, let's get into today's episode. You ready?
I'm ready to rock it and roll it.
So, a little hypocrisy here, but I'm gonna go with it anyways. I would say about a year ago, maybe a little longer, maybe it's 2 years, I don't remember. But there was a time when I would come home and I would watch like Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. I want to know what's going on in this politics world, right?
Sure, yeah.
Actually, it's been a while because it was before the Trump era.
I was going to say, it was probably around elections time.
No, I stopped before, like, the last year of like Obama era is when I probably stopped watching. Oh, okay. And I didn't really pay attention much during the election. And so, and I didn't do it. I didn't stop watching because of any particular political point of view. I actually liked the drama of it, of both sides. I thought it was pretty cool. I do tend to lean more on the conservative side when it comes to fiscal responsibilities, but I tend to lean more liberal when it comes to a lot of social issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I like hearing the mumbo jumbo from both sides.
Sure.
But I kept finding myself divided in issues. Mm-hmm. Like I was 100% like, no, this is the way things are, and I'd have more of a pessimistic point of view on a lot of things because I was spending so much time paying attention to these media pundits, right? Yeah. And it didn't matter what side you listen to. You listen to one side, they're going to argue 100% about this thing. Mm-hmm. You listen to the other side, they're the enemy, and there's just huge division in a lot of these things. So I made a vow to myself, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to watch the news anymore. I'm going to cut off the news. You have a funny look on your face. You all right?
Yeah, no. I'm wondering what I did with the watch party here.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
So I can keep talking because it's recording.
Keep talking.
All right, so I made a vow to myself that I wasn't going to watch any of those, any news feeds, anything like that. I was gonna pay attention to the world through the eyes of television anymore. And one of the things I found personally is that I've become a little bit of more of an optimist than I was. I mean, I'm pretty optimistic anyways, but I have a brighter view on the future. Not only that, I have a brighter view of people. Mm-hmm. Right? I have nothing that's predefined in my mind about one person one way or another when it comes to their religious beliefs or their political beliefs or anything like that. I came to the realization, which is a country song that I tell you all the time, is most people are good. Mm-hmm. Right? Most people want to do good things, whether to advance their life or to help the lives of the people they love and that are close to them, that are their family or their friends. They're not really out to be negative individuals, right? But a lot of that came from unplugging myself from watching that type of stuff on TV. And it's changed my own perspective on things. And I'm wondering, Ham, have you been watching any media? Like, do you still watch any news feeds or anything like that? And if so, like, what's changed for you?
No, I don't. I've cut the cord or cut the cable or whatever it is that they call it these days. I only have the Roku and the Netflix and Hulu, whatever, that kind of stuff. So actually, what was it? Saturday, I think, that I was over here, and you still have your DirecTV. So the news just happened to come on. And I swear it was like 5 minutes of this person was killed here and this bad thing happened over there and somebody was robbed and accident this and like all kinds of bad. And you were like, I hate this. You just shut it off.
I have to, dude. I mean, it's the way our mind is built, right? I heard this thing. I forgot where I heard it from. I hear so many different things that I listen to nowadays. But they were talking about how our mind is naturally looking for those negative things in life. Like we're actually physically, biologically looking for the danger. We want to know where people were kidnapped. We want to know where people were murdered. We want to know where the accident happened because we are naturally trying to avoid danger ourselves. If we know where the danger is, we can protect ourselves. We won't go there. And so we have this natural addiction to want to look at those things, to want to pay attention to those things. Mm-hmm. But then they also consume us, right? We're designed to protect ourselves, to survive. And if we inundate ourselves with nothing but those negative stories, nothing but the things that are happening, we're going to seclude ourselves. We're gonna put ourselves in a little cave, and the world is gonna be against us, and there's always those bad guys out there, and you're never gonna actually go out and do something or meet people or try anything because you're always gonna be afraid that they're that kind of person or they believe in this type of thing, or when you're branding people without even giving them a shot, and it's what's being done to us. Like I've heard the saying that every single piece of news has a dollar amount attached to it, right? So every time you hear a story, if it's intriguing, if it's capturing your attention, if it's clickbait, then they can also sell a commercial to you. They can also put an ad in front of you. They can also pitch something in your direction. So the more attention that these media companies can get, the more money that they're going to earn from affiliates and sponsors. And this is why I say it's a little hypocritical for me, because we're over here having this podcast and we're trying to essentially do the same thing, which is grab attention.
Sure.
Right? The only difference I feel is that we're trying to do it using positive things, right? We're trying to tell you how to better your life, how to improve your health, how to build your business, how to be of value and of service to other people. So we're trying to do it on that side, and that's not as easy. People tend to pay more attention to the negative things. It's much easier to pay attention to the negative things than it is to pay attention to the good things.
Again, because your mind is trying to protect itself.
Because your mind is trying to protect itself. So it's going to take us a longer effort to get to that route. But the news cameras, the television, it's always going to attract that negative side, right? There's always got to be that struggle. There's always got to be that story of, man, I can't believe that happened, or where did that happen? And so, one of the things that we're trying to get across in this particular episode is give this a shot. Try to start your day without any media.
Ooh.
Like, it's kind of difficult to completely go cold turkey, right?
Yeah, well, but you're talking media like news specifically?
I'm talking news specifically. Like, I like to hear of things that happen from other people.
Got it.
Because I think when another person's telling me their story, even if they heard it from the news, right, they're going to tell me their interpretation of it, and it allows me to have a dialogue with them. Sometimes it's in a Facebook news feed, right? A comment section, right? Sometimes it's in a YouTube comment section. Sometimes it's direct with people that I meet on a regular basis. They'll say something like, hey, did you hear about XYZ? Right? And then of course I naturally have questions about what's going on, and I get their perspective. And it's not always as negative as everybody thinks. And then it allows me to ask questions, and then they realize that, you know what, maybe it isn't really that bad. But you get to get an understanding of how people feel, how people think, directly by communicating with other people.
By actually engaging.
Right?
Having a conversation.
Having a conversation. And to me, that's a better way. That's how we discuss things. That's how things get hashed out, right? And how we have disagreements. I don't completely agree. I didn't hear that whole story. This is the first time I'm hearing about this particular event, story, whatever. But this is how I feel about the particular situation. And now you have your 2 cents in, right? You're collaborating on something that could have, should have, would have happened, whatever. But you're hashing it out. You have a dialogue, and now you connect, right? Like I walked into a meeting at school the other day, and the parent that's there, it's a parent conference. The parent that's there goes, hey, you're my kid's third favorite teacher.
Third favorite.
I'm like, well, damn. Hey, at least I made the top 10, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, they're like, well, there's always the PE teacher. They're always number one. And I was like, well, of course. It's because when you're with the PE teacher, they make you sweat. It's something about overcoming, like physical, like a wartime thing, right? You bond in a war type situation. You bond when you struggle. You bond when you work out, when you overcome these things. Regular oppositions in your life, whether they're physical oppositions or emotional oppositions, when you overcome them with somebody, you tend to create that better bond. And so I feel like when you're communicating with people and asking them about what's going on in the real world out there, and you're coming up with an opinion after a discussion versus just sitting there and getting told what's going on when you're watching, these media feeds, it's going to help elevate your relationships with these people. And it's also going to give you a more of an optimistic point of view. It's not so red and blue or black and white as they portray it out to be on TV. People are still people. We still get along. If you follow that one trend, you're going to have that one mindset. Now, that being said, I always get the other side of the argument. Well, now you don't know what's happening in the world.
Right.
Right.
I was thinking the same thing. And there's some truth to that. There's definitely some concern there. But I don't know, the way I figure, there's a pretty good chance that the world is just going to keep turning, and tomorrow the sun will rise, and, everything is generally going to be okay. There's bad stuff that can happen, but for the most part, it's not any more likely than it was yesterday.
But, and here's my thing about that too, is I like to pay attention to people who are growing in influence because they're doing things that are positive in nature, right? So the Gary V's of the world, the Les Browns, the Jim Rohns. Some of these people have passed away already, but as I'm listening to how they're talking, the Arnold Schwarzeneggers of the world, right? When you listen to Arnold Schwarzenegger's story, and he's telling Arnold, right? And he's talking about where he came from and how hard he worked and how he developed as an individual and how he wanted to give back. That's the type of person who ends up becoming governor of the state of California, right?
Yeah,
Governor.
You also love those Will Smith videos too.
Awesome, right? And so these people can become influences in the world, and you don't have to necessarily be in politics or be in that sort of space to have an influence in the world, to still make an impact, to pass whatever it is that you want to pass on to the next generation, because you're spreading these positive things. But it takes that much more work to do it in a positive light, my opinion.
Yeah, no, it's true.
It comes from the voice of one guy right here, right?
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of the way it all works, isn't it?
I mean, that's all it is. This is the type of thing. Again, like if you had your own podcast, for example, like you can vent out your own opinions. They're your opinions, and there's going to be people who agree with you and people who completely disagree with you. Yep. I know people who are, political science majors, right? Mm-hmm. And this is what they studied, and this is what they're passionate about, and they're like, the hell with this guy. That's my show. Like, I watch politics on a regular basis. I want to know about the new laws. I want to know about the redistricting or whatever. Right. That's their world, and they're never going to follow this advice. But True. There are other people who want to get things done, and they're being captivated by the 7:00 news, and they're watching the news for an hour, and then they turn over to CNN or Fox or whatever, and they're watching that for another hour, an hour and a half, and all they do is end up complaining about the things that are going on, never getting on with their own life.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's definitely a lot of truth to that too, because you attract more of what you focus on.
Right.
You know, it goes right back to the law of attraction that we were talking about yesterday, that the more you look at all the bad things that are happening in the world, the more bad things that are happening in the world that you're going to see.
And the more bad things are going to happen to you. Right?
Probably that too, because you're looking at it, you're focusing on it, you're paying too much attention to it, and the more energy that you give it, the more you're going to attract it.
And complaining and watching that stuff, and it reminds me of the old man, dude. Dad has always been one of the more optimistic people that I've known, right? And always had a positive outlook in life. And then ever since the Trump election, he's had this very negative outlook on life. Like, things are happening to this country.
Political outlook.
No, overall outlook on things are coming to an end, and the world is not as great a place, and you need to be able to prepare yourself. Like, it's taken a shift.
It has
a little bit, and I try to tell him, like, Pops, you can't be paying attention to that stuff, man. Like, look what it's doing to you. And he's still a positive person. Don't get me wrong. He's still a positive person. It's just because he's paying so much attention to that, his outlook is starting to shift. You can see it. You can truly see it in the words he uses, in the communication he's making. Like at some point, I wish he would spend more time driving Lyft and talking to people about his personal integrity, right? Than spending watching TV, or at least that kind of TV, right? Because I just know it we're human. It becomes part of who we are if that's what we consume.
It's true. It's absolutely true. I mean, Vanessa had the same thing going on for a good long while. She was very much an activist, if you will. Not so much to the point of she even went to a few rallies. Not even gonna go. She went to a few rallies even, for standing up for one person's rights or another. I don't remember exactly the ones that she went to, but with the way that things went after the Trump election, things got really, really heated in that entire arena, and it did. It affected her outlook on a lot of things. And about a year ago, I want to say a year and some change ago, she just let it all go. She's just like, you know what? This is taking way too much of my energy. This is taking too much of my time. I get upset when I see this or that, or Trump did this or Trump did that. Like, every little thing just makes me mad and mad and mad and mad, and I don't want to pay attention to it anymore because it's not doing anything for me.
And that's the key. That's the biggest thing about what we do on this show, is we're trying to help you become a better you, right? And sometimes that means getting rid of the things that are holding you back. Some things, like we talked about this when we were talking about Netflix. Netflix can be just as awesome and powerful. Problem is, if it's consuming most of your life and you're trying to get somewhere else, it's not. It's an addiction, and it's bad for you. Same thing with this, with having a, media free life. Staying away from watching these types of things is going to help you get to where you want to go. This is your one and only life. Yep. This is the one that you get. You get to be selfish with this one and put into it what you want, because you're going to get out whatever you put in.
It's true.
And that's it.
You're going to get more of what you focus on.
100%. Dude. Oh man, I had something else that I want to say when you were talking about the whole the fact that you watch one thing or another also takes away from the fact that, again, every single president, doesn't matter which one they are, half the country likes them, half the country hates them, right? And each one believes that they are doing what is best for this country. You have to understand that they're not where they are without believing that. Now, you might disagree with how they get there or what it is that they do, but each one believes that what they are doing is going to be for the betterment of this country. And if we don't believe that, guess what? Every 4 years we get to boot that one out and find another one.
That's right.
Right? But that's the beauty of our country, right? And the problem is when you're on one side or the other, 100%, when you get pushed through our media outlets that you're on one side or the other, you fail to see the good qualities in each individual person, because all you're being told is how negative these people are.
You want to know who has some really good qualities, though? DroneQuote.net.
DroneQuote.net has
DroneQuote.net.
Excellent qualities.
Excellent qualities. Tell us a little bit about DroneQuote.net.
DroneQuote.net is a company where they're going to help you get the solar that you want. Like, you already want this, right? Electricity,
if you're interested in solar,
electricity is expensive.
For sure.
So you definitely want to get solar because it's going to help. I mean, energy from the sun is much better than paying it from the local companies, right? The SDGs of the world.
SDG&E.
So the problem is, you don't want to sit through a bunch of presentations.
Yep.
You don't want a bunch of people walking on your roof.
Nope. So that's a liability risk.
It is, right, Mr. Insurance Guy? So DroneQuote.net/business bros is exactly what you need to do. Hit them up. They're going to take a drone. It's going to come over to your place. It's going to take pictures of your rooftop, get all the measurements it needs. They're going to take that information. They're going to send it out to roof contractors. They're going to send it out to solar companies, and it's going to come back with a variety of different quotes for you. So you, as the person who's looking to get solar, can just pick from the number of different quotes from contractors that are licensed, that are certified, that are reviewed on Google, Yelp, all these different places, board of contractors, right? They're already ready to go. So you get to pick a quote. It's easy. You're done. And then once you have solar on your roof and you're happy because you get electricity at a very lower rate, Drone Quote comes back and takes that same drone, takes pictures of everything up top so you can verify that the work was done correctly.
Listen, DroneQuote.net is changing the way that solar is done. That's the truth. There is nobody out there that's doing things the way that DroneQuote.net is doing them. So get out there, and if you are interested in getting solar, don't waste your time getting a bunch of sales quotes from a bunch of different people. Just call DroneQuote. Just go to DroneQuote.net/business bros, and they'll send somebody out, get one drone, and multiple quotes online. Easy. Done.
And if you're a mortgage professional or real estate professional and people ask you about solar, that's the quick answer. Solar? What? DroneQuote.net. That's /business bros. All right, dude. So that media, dude. I mean, it's gonna make a big difference in your life. It's made a big difference in my life. I'm happier for it.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I mean, it's been a while for me. I guess I never really was much of a news person because I've seen that negativity forever, right? It's always been there. Bad news sells.
It does.
Bad news sells. The most media that I ever consumed, I'm going to say, was like my last year or two in the Navy when I had my own house out there in Maryland, and ESPN was on my TV 24/7.
That's a different kind of media.
That's a different kind of media. I actually knew stuff about like all the sports though. Like I knew what was going on in hockey. I knew what was going on in baseball. I knew what was going on in basketball. And of course I knew what was going on in football. So
let me ask you this though. Okay. So ESPN, still a media outlet.
Still a media outlet.
How many times do you hear on ESPN about dramas going on within organizations?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right?
All the time. Yeah.
And that's just a same type of testament. Do I watch sports networks more than I watch TV news networks? Yeah, I do. That's because I play fantasy football. That's my thing, right? And do I hear the stories of the drama? Yeah, I do hear the drama stories, like the Antonio Brown thing going on, right? Do I care about what he said to who? No,
I care
really.
about his feet getting burned because he didn't put them in booties or whatever it was.
I care if he's gonna play.
That's it.
That's the extent of it, right?
I care that he went to the stupid Patriots.
Yeah, right.
But
me personally, the only time I really do watch ESPN is when I'm at the gym and it's one of the TVs that's on.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so I'm not really paying attention
I miss
that
ESPN.
way.
Not even gonna lie.
But even with those media outlets, I hear about it either through my fantasy football app, through my fantasy football colleagues, right? Or through the locker room talk. I mean, the water cooler talk at work, right? It's the only real time that I'm getting information, and it's always coming from somebody else, right? I get to hear other people's perspectives.
You get to engage.
I get to engage. And again, that's really, for me, those are the two things that I've benefited on from media free. Right? From not watching news type shows.
So one is your life is generally more positive because you're focusing more on the positive. And two, you still hear the news stories because you still have a Facebook and a Twitter and an Instagram. So those stories are out there. But at least in this way, you're able to engage with the story, engage with the people, or, especially when you're actually talking to somebody at the water cooler about it, you're able to engage with them in that way as well.
Plus, I feel like when I'm having a conversation with somebody and they're the expert in this conversation, I get to ask more questions. They get to answer. They get to share all the knowledge that they have on this particular subject. They tend to like me a little more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The conversation is better because I let them talk.
Yeah.
And so,
isn't that the trick?
And that's the trick to having a good conversation with people. Anytime I have a guest on the show, the reason why they like that episode so much is because it was all about them.
Yeah.
Right? That's the trick. You should be doing that same type of thing with your clients. Are you listening to your clients? Are you asking them questions? Are you trying to get them to in a position where they're telling you a little bit more about why they want this particular home or this particular policy or this particular thing? The why, the questions behind that are going to allow you to open up so many more doorways.
For real. That's the best thing about it is when you have that engagement is it opens up the opportunity to talk to them about whatever it is that you've got going on.
Which reminds me, dude, I'm gonna take this little moment to do a little pitch. We want to help you mortgage professionals to increase your bottom line. We want to start cutting you checks essentially. So if you have a mortgage business and you're closing deals, you're leaving a lot of money on the table if you're not partnered with us. So hit James up 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com. Ask him about how the Business Bros and Pipeline Insurance can cut you a check, because we want to make sure that we're helping you not only increase your bottom line, but grow your business. It's all about growing your business. A little caveat here. In the future, like the third week of September, starting the September 23rd, we're going to be on vacation and we've pre-recorded some episodes. So I'm going to throw a little teaser here. We have this whole episode on marketing where you're going to learn about exactly how we want to give you mortgage professionals more money in your pocket and the ability to grow your business just like Amazon has grown theirs. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. That's already been pre-recorded. It's just going to be for one of those days that we're going to be out of town. So we're not going to be recording on those days, but it'll still be content because we promised you that we're going to put content out every single day, Monday through Friday. And we want to make sure we hold up our end of the bargain to stay
consistent. And we are bros of our word.
Bros of our word. And of course, 365 pairs of shoes by the end of the year is what we're shooting for. So if you got new shoes, used shoes, or you want to donate cash, hit James up 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com. He'll ride over on his Harley, pick up those shoes. 37 pairs of shoes, I think, is the record that we've had so far in one pickup. So if we can pick up more than 37, see if we can stick them on that Harley. We'd love to test out those saddlebags, see how much we can fill up. So hit James up again, 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com. And remember, if you're in the real estate industry and your client says, solar, the first thing that should be popping into your head is dronequote.net/business bros. They're gonna make the process so much simpler for you. They're gonna help you get multiple quotes with multiple solar companies, multiple roofers, without your clients having to sit through a bunch of different presentations.
Because nobody wants to do that.
Nobody wants to do that. One drone comes over, measures the entire rooftop, sends out all the information to these different companies. You get a bunch of quotes. Simple, done. And then once the work is done, they come back. Drone comes back, takes pictures of everything, and shows you how the work has been completed so that you can see the quality of the work being
So
done.
good. It's so good.
It's new age. It's exactly the solution everybody's looking for. We all want solar. We just don't want to sit through all the options, and we want to know what we can get at what price from multiple companies.
Dronequote.net/business bros makes it easy.
Problem solved. All right, ladies and gents, that's all we got for you guys today. Peace.
Bye-bye.
And we're out.
Boom. That one was exactly 30 minutes.
What?
Oh, bye, Facebook. Love ya. Peace out.